Okay, hello all. So sorry about the earlier section. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make it slightly a bit quick. Okay, because uh my line internet connection recently is a bit bad in my area over here. Alright, so okay, now let's continue. Okay, now the first one is Tashin. Okay, like I said, actually there's a lot of counters. Okay, that having a nice LC. Okay, I think what you can do is that again going back to Pentagon again, the screener. Okay, you can go back to past 5 to 10 days or LC, okay, to look for this kind of setup. Okay, now Tashin in the other hand, I think they already break up already, but I think overall they are making a very nice shakeout patterns. Okay, from a long-term reaccumulation from here. Counters like Tashin, uh, per se I kind of like it because they are having a long-term of reaccumulation, and if I look into Cisco, um Pasco, if not mistaken, they're also having a long-term reaccumulation. And if you look into their weekly chart, they actually turns to green parents back, and at the moment they are still holding on. I think they still need a little bit more time, but it can be like something like basically like all the plantation, right? Turns to green paragon 2 or 3 times before the big breakout. Okay, so something like that. Okay, I think like OWG recently also, but of course they are doing some pullback lately. Okay, so there's one Tashin, probably wait for pullback. Now the other one, of course, today, I think most of the plantation didn't really make a follow through on the resistance. So the if you follow me on the Monday section, okay, remember we do talk about Al-Sawi because Al-Sawi is the one that actually come with one of the plantation counter come with Pentagon, okay, plus NS, okay, and I think today closing is not that bad overall. Okay, kind of remind me like Petro M lah, Petro M and Hwa because it actually dropped with a white bar, but the white bar it didn't come with high volume, and recently the green pen turning back with green pen with some increasing volume also. So I think again not doing any buy call here, but personally I'm trying to queue for our summit. Okay, so again you can use the green pentagon to help you out for stop loss. Okay, in this case, okay, if you want to minimize your risk, if not, go back to VSA 360 just to do a quick check over here. Okay, I'll solve it. Okay, you can use here. Okay, but again, if let's say sometimes S2 is 20%, 18%, you don't use it lah, because it's like very far away already from I mean there's a big losses really. Okay, if you follow this. Okay, so maybe you can follow S1. Okay, A-Tesla I think is too far. Either it didn't make sense for me, or maybe sometimes my risk appetite, okay, it didn't really suit me. Okay, so what I do is that I will follow the law of the green pentagon to help me out on the stop loss. Okay, so there's one for Asawi. I think TDM also, okay, didn't really make some movement, but again, this is some of the penny counters. For me, it's penny right now. It's 20 over cents, 30 cents. So probably I'll focus more in our Sawit. Okay, now TH plant also, I think today it makes some down bar. Okay, volume also average. Okay, so for this actually I'm expecting for them to maybe make some down bar again tomorrow. Okay, kind of similar like I'm looking for something like Swift lah. 2 bar down bar. Okay, and the second bar lower volume. Okay, hopefully we will see that. Okay, for TH plantation. Okay, now just now we're looking into our submit again. Can't remember me like Petrol M. Okay, this is 4 ringgit somethings. Okay, so I think I don't mind to trade this kind of counters. Okay, but I don't really want to enter all. Okay, so again, same like Hwa previously, they got a one big down bar over here, but if you notice, it didn't come with high volume. Okay, so 2 bar green paragon. Okay, and the next day, even though it's duty, but here today seems like holding well with low volume. Okay, so probably again just gonna try how close we support, see how it goes. Okay, for Petrol M, and the other one of course definitely is some Dhabi. All right, so we got a pullback completed. Okay, so this is pullback. This is pullback. This is not entering on the green pentagon. Okay, if you look into Petro M, that one still considered as green pentagon. Okay, now few things also I think for of course for Martin and Coach Alif, because they are trying to do 100% rule base. So what they do is that as long as KLSE in green pentagon, they'll pick the stock on the same day. Sorry, on the day itself and enter immediately on the next day. Okay, but for you, I mean, due to certain reason, maybe sometimes you cannot follow sometimes you miss 1 or 2 days, I think it's still fine, right? Because some stocks, even though they turn to green pentagon, but they don't really break up immediately on next day. So I don't have any example, but probably some this example over here. Like for example here, it turns to green pentagon. Sometimes you miss 1 or 2 day, I think it's okay lah. But as long as like Martin said, it didn't break up like 5-10%, then I think it's fine. So if let's say the next day it break up with 7%, 5%, 10% away, then probably you want to skip this, okay, or you don't want to use the Pentagon rules anymore, right? So in this case over here, probably the Pentagon, okay, and the current price, okay, assuming it's somewhere around here, okay, is pretty far away, okay. So yes, it didn't really make sense to use the Pentagon Gallery system anymore. Okay, so in this case, you can use advanced technique like pullback, COC. Okay, if let's say you are new, you don't know what is pullback, COC, don't worry. Continue to focus on the Pentagon first. Okay, so this is the things that you should do. Okay, now I think today volume is decreasing. Hopefully we see more low volume, and of course this is the support that we want to see, the supported well. Okay, now for OWG, let's look into the OWG. Okay, line chain is still holding well. Okay, but again, usually this kind of counters I will take some partial profit along the way. All right. So, but anyway, they actually break above the big main resistance. Okay, so of course I have some expectations towards them. Okay, but again, don't be greedy. Uh, Once you got profits, then try to lock some profit, okay, along the way. So uh let's say it goes, okay, at the moment I think they are still holding well at the current support. Okay, the resistance just turned to support, volume getting lower. Okay, hopefully it will build some good support area like some W earlier on. Okay, now the other one is Aeon. I kind of surprised with Aeon because yesterday actually it formed like a uptrend by high volume, but today it tried to shoot back up again. Okay, again they're actually still in main support areas. Okay, so that's why yeah, I didn't have exit everything yet, okay, from this trade. Okay, now I think some member asked me about counter like Tanko and Jadem. Okay, now to be frank, when this kind of counters is, to be frank, is uh a bit tricky for me. Okay, sometimes like I say, I'm a trader that is a bit lazy one. Okay, some chart sometimes I don't really understand, I just avoid. Okay, this is the one that I don't really understand sometimes. Okay, so like for example, we got a distribution bar, okay, but going up. Okay, it can be few ways, few things. Okay, probably the first distribution haven't completed. Okay, then probably they want to do a second distribution. Okay, or probably because of there's new group of smart money coming in. Okay, they'll push the price higher, right? So I think what you want to do, okay, kind of similar to JDM, okay, you use the hourly chart. Okay, you use the hourly chart, make sure the next hourly chart you don't want to see any further weaknesses from here. Okay, it's a bit similar to Petama also. Okay, I didn't really follow Petama. Usually when I see this kind of candles coming up, normally I just avoid. I look for others. But in this case, seems like they are closing well. Okay, so remember, one of the rules is that if you want to trade this kind of candles or this kind of setups, okay, I think JDM is the best example. Okay, you want to make sure the bar closing above the weakness bar. Okay, you want to ensure the bar closing above the weakness bar. Okay, now just type A for me. Anyone here following this? Type A for me. Anyone here following this? Okay, like I said, sometimes when I see this kind of candle, I sure we're not really keen and interested. Okay, because uh for me there's some risk into it. Okay, but I know, if you got some certain info, you feel that okay, this one can go out, okay, you can still monitor. Okay, but make sure this thing happen. Okay, the thing is that the candles must trade above the weakness candle. Okay, so this is some of the way that I use, okay, if I really want to trade. Okay, so for example here, okay, this is the weakness candle, close above. You notice that they're actually still doing some test support, okay, before it goes up. Okay, so here as well goes up. Okay, all right, so Nick, Joe, okay, all right, good. Okay, so this is some of the way that you want to handle this kind of tricky chart. Okay, but for me, I rarely look into this kind of tricky chart because sometimes throughout the day, I'm very busy also. I cannot really focus a lot in stocks, so I just go for something that I feel comfortable. All right. So okay, now let's look into TradeVSA. Any stock that you have for me? Okay, if not, we just run through a quick one. Okay, hopefully my line is stable right now. Okay, we run through a quick one on the screener. Okay, so most of the plantation, one thing is that they are very close to resistance. That's why I look for Al-Sawi today. Okay, because Al-Sawi is still slightly far away from resistance. Okay, so today come with down bar, some volume is there. I can say it's average volume, right? So hopefully we can see another low volume pullback from here. Okay, so tomorrow let's say lower volume, that would be nicer. Okay, so let's learn the hourly chart. Hourly chart, nothing much. I don't see any. Of course, here got one big down bar here, so you serve a temporary resistance. Okay, notice this bar. Sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully we see some good pullbacks. Okay, from here. All right. So personally, I'm aiming for TH Plant and Al Sabi. Okay, but TH Plant, of course, I'm looking for some pullback. Huh? All right. So let's look into TH Plant. Okay, similar like Jatasa. Okay, I think Chopra also kind of same. Chopra, I think Chopra also, yeah, Chopra also kind of same. Okay, Chopra is very close to resistance. Okay, so that's why normally this kind of situation I will prefer it for some pullback. Okay, now bull stick holding the other day I think make a nice pullback in a long period accumulation. Oh, still going up. Wow, ini cantik lah. Okay, but very close to resistance. Again, I leave out to you, Nick. I think you're still holding. I remember you asked me about this before. So, long term wise, they are actually still in a very nice accumulation, base. Okay, notice the actually here got shakeout, huh? Now, based on Wyckoff, accumulation with shakeout is a good sign, lah. But I cannot 100% say it will break up, lah. Is it a shakeout? I need to put this straight, lah. Oh, not really lah, not really a shakeout. Okay, I use the LC from here. Okay, not really a shakeout lah, but looks like the way they're going is up is healthy. Okay, it's healthy. We haven't seen the high volume yet. Okay, but at least there's no upthrust. Okay, coming in from here. Okay, of course today is only Tuesday. All right, but the way that it goes up is very healthy, going up. Okay, so maybe expect some pullback before it break. Okay, again, I cannot promise whether it can break straight away or not. I think like you share me scam move anyway. For Nick, congratulations. Okay, I think you almost get 60% for scam move. Okay, today another big bar. Okay, breaking up. Okay, I hate to say this, but I did accept everything when it reached toward the resistance. Okay, I thought it would make a pullback. Okay, and pop sure it goes up. Okay, but it's okay, right? We look for the others. Okay, but anyway, I think Nick's still holding. Okay, congratulations on that. So okay, let's look into ATMS. Okay, I think ATMS today make a interesting movement. Okay, even though overall they are still in accumulation. Okay, remember the big gap is still there. They haven't really crossed the main one, but this is a big range to trade. Okay, this is a big range to trade. Okay, so let's focus in this range. Okay, probably we want to use the hourly chart. Okay, in this case here. Oh yeah, cannot lah. Hourly chart. Okay, I'll go back to daily first. Okay, we focus this area. Okay, I want to draw this line because this is high volume. Okay, yep, I think just now there's one member. I'm not sure whether John is here or not. So let's say John, you are here. Please number one for me because I think John asked me about stopping volume. Okay, stopping volume and back holding. Okay, stopping volume and back holding. Actually, we don't have any screener for it. The main reason is that stopping volume and back holding, to be frank, uh, is very rare lah. Okay, it's not that it will happen. Okay, but maybe 1 month I think only can spot one or two counters. Okay, sometimes. Okay, it's not for entry purpose in my opinion, but it's for more on looking into the trend. Okay, whether there's any chance, okay, for the stock to make some changes in terms of the trend. So that's why we don't have any screener for that. Okay, now for ATMS, definitely that this is the uh, back holding, okay, in my opinion, because it's come with narrow candle, and immediately change the direction. Okay, some nice accumulations happening over here. Okay, it can be like bull stick. Okay, if you look into bull stick, right, actually they are still in accumulation, but the range is big. Okay, 40-50% of range. Okay, for you to do some trades over here. Okay, I think overall the setup is nice. Okay, if I focus in these few candles, it just crossed the UT. Okay, it just crossed the UT. Okay, of course, if you're looking for entry today, is already up 21%. Okay, again, for me, I always look for risk first. I will probably wait for the next pullback. Okay, somewhere from here. Okay, before I decide to enter. Okay, but overall, accumulation I think is there. Okay, now the other one that come with some climatic volume, I think worth to pay attention to is Magnum, but I think this is non-Sharia definitely. Okay, so this is stopping volume because the candle is white. Okay, but anyway, even though it's non-Sharia, but you all still can study the chart. Okay, you still can study the patterns. Okay, who knows, it can happen in other chart as well. So normally you got this kind of candle, you can use this as your uh, support. Okay, to check, is there any nice reversals coming in. Okay, it's kind of similar like IGM previously as well. Okay, notice here it drop goes up, stopping volume. Okay, and now seems like they are doing some nice accumulation. Okay, now IJM setups is similar, a bit similar OWG. Okay, a bit similar OWG. Okay, if you watch closely, actually they just completed a big shakeout from here. Okay, and looks like they are resting at the previous resistance. Okay, that's IJM. Okay, so here we got a big shakeout. Okay, we got a big shakeout from here. Okay, now remember, uh, I cannot promise every shakeout stock will break out, but most of the breakout stock will come with shakeout. Okay, will come with shakeout. Okay, so there's IGM. Okay, all right. Any other stocks? If there's no stocks, probably we run through a quick one on the screen now. Okay, last cam. Last cam still a bit boring lah. The volume is not that obvious unfortunately. The volume is not that obvious. Okay, so if I want to look for, I look for something that come with high volume. Okay, I mean for short-term trading. Okay, purpose. Okay, EG industry. Okay, EG industry. Okay, the things that I can notice is the NS. Okay, but this is kind of similar OMH also, so probably need some times. Okay, let's look into screener. Probably we start with Pentagon. Okay, then we go to NS to see any other interesting uh, chart or not. Okay, now it's already 10:30. Oh, sorry, I think I should go for spring because today I realize actually got a lot of spring. Okay, but it's a small spring. Okay, but I think it's fine because you don't need to have a big spring today because today and yesterday, if not mistaken, market is a bit soft. It's not weak but soft. Okay, so a small spring I think will do. Okay, if let's say like during the Ukraine war, big news, weak market, yes, you need a big spring and lots of spring. Okay, but in this case over here, because the market is background is good. Okay, because we have a nice run for 1 or 2 weeks already, and this today technically you expect some pullback. Okay, so I think this is a good pullback for me. Okay, now I almost forgot. Okay, SYF also got a good LC in the background. Okay, so again, not doing any buy call over here, but I think the LC come with some interesting volume and 3 bar low volume today from a spring. Okay, today from a spring. Okay, so this is a good time for you to look for a spring. Okay, now type a one for me if you understand. Type a one for me if you understand why I'm looking into spring today. Okay, just probably just want to emphasize again. Market have been going up 1 or 2 weeks already. Okay, even though it's not a super bull run, but slowly going up. Okay, so technically expect a pullback. Okay, of course pullback we don't want to have 2 bar drop, widespread high volume. Okay, there's weak market. So let's say drop slowly, low volume is a good healthy pullback. Okay, of course come with spring, that's even better. Okay, so this is what it means. Okay, now again nothing is 100%, but we always try to look for something that low risk then we end from that. Okay, end from the areas. Okay, now Pardini. Okay, let's go into Pardini. Pardini got spring today. Okay, so it's not a bad overall. Okay, but anyway, I out from Pardini already lah. But I'm thinking for re-entry lah. Okay, never mind. Woodland, Minho. Let's go into Minho. Okay, not that bad as well. Oh, ini macam shakeout lah. Is it a shakeout lah? I think it's a shake. Yeah, yeah. I think this is a shakeout. I think we covered this in one of the live Facebook before, right? So yes, this is definitely a shakeout. Okay, so support 345. Okay, good support lah areas. 345. Okay, a big UT. Normally we have a shakeout. Okay. Oh yeah, I think today Argia also slowly coming back, right? Okay, Argia here, high volumes, drop, but I think I'm focused being hold first. Okay. Okay, MBSB is a boring stock lah. MBSB. Okay, looks like there are two shakeout over here. But this one boring stock lah. It moved very slow. It's a bit similar OMH. It's a bit similar like SCB. Okay, so if you have one or two boring counters, probably you want to avoid. Okay, but this kind of counters sometimes when they break out, it will be like crazy. Okay, a bit similar Kotra. Okay, when they jalan, they really jalan. Okay, so sometimes what I do is that my portfolio 8 counters to 12 counters depending whether whether I got take profit or not. I will buy one or two and keep. Okay, so sometimes it jalan. Okay, really I don't have a lots of luck. Okay, on this kind of illiquid counters. The best one I have still is Taffy and Jishan. Okay, which is coming from last year. Alright, so let's see. Okay, MBSB. Actually, I exit already previously somewhere around here if not mistaken. But looks good the shakeout. Okay, long term wise is a reaccumulation. Okay, yeah, Syscrop. Okay, Syscrop, Tashin, their weekly chart is very nice. Alright, so a small tiny spring over there. Okay, let's go into weekly. Okay, you notice the weekly chart also come with spring here. Okay, overall there's no much of high volume dama coming down, and this is the crucial support. Okay, again remember we use Pentagon as our support. Okay, we use Pentagon or LC high volume. Okay, in this case I don't have the LC high volume lah, but I have Pentagon. Okay, so usually I will monitor is there any good support coming up from this area or not. Okay, Tasco. Okay, which are the things that I will cover again tomorrow. Okay, during the what section already? The two more sections. Okay, so Tasco here, LC high volume. Okay, notice the shakeout. Okay, I'm not sure this one will break or not, but I think Tasco is really interesting as well. Okay, notice the shakeout here. LC, previously we got some NS as well. Okay, representing there's some of good support areas. Okay, all right. Okay, probably I'll take one or two more lah. I think someone mentioned about VDAT and B plan, and I would like to check Rubberex and MRCB as well. Okay, MRCB. Okay, let's go back to daily. Volume is not that obvious, so do white ball trades. Okay, from this. Okay, the other one is Rubberex. Okay, drop with low volume. Okay, drop with low volume. Okay, but it's a bit far from 1040s. Okay, so yep, I just pumped my other somewhere around 50 cents. Okay, so far I think in terms of glove or rubber counters, this is one of the strongest. A bit similar AP4 lah, reverse tone. Yes, correct. Okay, but AP4 here got high volume lah. Okay, but Rubberex I think is clean. Okay, okay, VDATs and B prime before it close. Wow, this is accumulation. Let's check the weekly. The problem with this is that it didn't have some volume, but can trade for short term some, because the bottom looks like a shakeout here, reversal. Okay, so far I don't see any major weakness. Okay, probably can aim for the next resistance. Okay, but volume is not that exciting yet, so maybe no change of trend, but it will still segue in accumulation. Okay, now let's look into B plan. Okay, similar like Chapat, TH plan, Jatiasa. Okay, hit resistance, pullback. Okay, so green pentagon kind of high volume. Normally I like it, but make sure I want to see how successful it tested. Okay, on the green pentagons there. Okay, well, I think that's it for today. And that's only got one. That's cam. Line change we got a lot. Okay, I think today mostly is metal. Yeah, metal we got a lot. Okay, so make sure look for similar like plantation. Few days. Sorry, yesterday we got plantation LC. Today we got metal LC. Okay, so let's see which one make a pullback first. Okay, so again with this, thank you for joining me in this tonight section over here. Well, for members, remember to join us again tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, for the deep value investing, and I'll see you again tomorrow.